So Wim Hof, Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, in addition to being people that I've all trained under and have had incredible experiences with and have influenced me in massive, massive ways, there's some common themes that run through all of their teaching. And you're thinking probably that's crazy. I mean, one guy is hiking to the top of Everest with with no shirt on. One guy is having people meditate for 5 hours a day, and one guy is, playing to 20,000 people sold out in stadiums, having them yell, scream, and run across hot coals, right? Like three completely different modalities. Yet there are some really cool common threads that all three of them have. What I really love about all three of these teachers in particular is they don't advocate for you to live their lives. They advocate for you to get really clear on the person that you want to become. Right. So take a second with that. Like, rather than just thinking about all of their systems, which it's breath work, it's journaling, there's meditation, right? There's, all these different practices that they have within a structure and ecosystem of what they do. What they really want you to do is use those as tools to get really clear on who you are and what kind of life you want to create. Because all three of them have completely different lives, right? They're living in completely different parts of the world. They have different aspirations, different goals. But what I notice is that really great teachers, really great coaches, right, are inspiring people to understand what their biggest, most exciting expression of their lives is, and then working tirelessly and relentlessly to dim down the noise, to eliminate the distractions that allow them to really express what that is, right? So you can watch all the seminars, you can read all the books, and if you're into that stuff, I have been, so I, totally recommend you do it. But if you want the fast track to it, right, it's not only figuring out what that is, but if you can find someone like me to help you in the process of figuring out what that version of yourself is, and then having somebody who's going to push you and motivate you and keep you accountable towards it, that is an invaluable resource, right? In a world where we can go get information at the drop of a hat, we can go online, we can go to AI, we can, watch all these seminars, you can get all these books pretty much on Spotify for a $15 subscription. Why are people not implementing it? Why is it not working? Because there's a bridge. There's a bridge to getting to that version of yourself that exists. And I believe in interpersonal relationships. I believe in coaching. I believe in accountability, right? So this is why I'm so passionate about this work. This is why I've pivoted from running 53 retreats and a successful retreat company into just wanting to work with one people or a couple people at a time, right? Because I see the trajectory change in deference to a retreat where I'd see people get better for a little while and then they'd kind of slide back into their life because they hadn't really created that vision. They hadn't really eliminated the distractions and the self-limiting beliefs to get them to where they want to go, right? Again, all these things that these people teach is there's tools, right? But it's the implementation, it's the getting clear about who you want to become and what is the emotion that you want to feel, what is the purpose, what is your why, and then what's at stake if you don't do it, right? What are you leaving on the table? Who are you letting down, right? If you don't become this best version of yourself, is your family affected? Is your team affected, right? Like, who is not getting to experience the fullest expression of you? And what does it feel like to wake up in that version of yourself that's like at a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, is not living and inspired in that 10 out of 10 way? And look, I've been there. I've been that guy who wakes up and blurts out, a four-letter word and just, I mean, was dreading work and was just surviving to get to Friday, and then was dreading Monday morning, the Sunday scaries, right? And just checking all the boxes on paper. It looked good. I was a TV producer in New York City. I was covering the NFL. I was getting to live my dreams, yet it was so out of alignment with who I really wanted to be. And it was only when I left that career and did the craziest thing, became a yoga teacher and started traveling the world, and people literally like right close to me in my own, backyard were like, this dude's lost it, right? But I knew I was taking aligned action. Then when I started to find these teachers and I found mentors, right? And I found people that had already crossed those bridges and knew how to get to that next step that I wanted to get to, that's when life got really fun, right? And I invested in so many things, hundreds of $1,000s in coaches and retreats. And I don't regret a single bit of it because it got me closer to figuring out that version of who I wanted to become. So if you're watching this and you're like, hell yeah, that's inspiring, I want to feel that energy, I want to feel the way this guy does about waking up in the morning, let's have a conversation. Let's talk, because I promise you, it took me years, it took me a decade of figuring this stuff out. And I don't have it all figured out, right? But I can distill this information, these teachings, these tools down and help you to get aligned with what it is and who it is that you really want to become. So these tools become just that. They become tools to get you to that version, not just another thing that you do to check off your list to regulate yourself and regulate your nervous system back into a life that you're not satisfied with. So if this is resonating at all with you, take the time, reach out, book a call. Let's get inspired together. Join this community of people. We have people traveling around the world doing this best life work together. They want to live their best life. They're done with mediocre. They're done with just okay, right? They want to live at that 10 out of 10 best life. And I promise you, I have tools, I have support, I have guarantees in place that I will get you there, or I will literally coach you for free. That's how confident I am in these systems and how confident I am that I've cracked this code of how to do this stuff. So, again, read the books, watch the seminars, do all the things. But if you're really feeling like you could use that boost, you could use that next level, and you're ready to level up, I'm the person to see. My name's Sean Quirk. I'm the best life coach. I love you for watching this, and let's freaking connect.